Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 224 on March 3rd, 2021. I am Clyde. Today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hey everyone.
And Jimmy Trammell.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's
not bad.
Going all right. You know, it's March. You know what that means?
No, don't say March Madness.
Nope.
Too brute?
Nope. It's March, which means only another month and a half of winter.
Ah.
By May, we should be up into the 50s and beyond.
Oh, congratulations.
See, March is the trickster month where it creeps up. Like today it was 40. It's supposed to be in the 50s on the weekend, but it's also going to snow tonight. So it gets in the 40s. It's like, ha, ha, ha. Hey, everybody, look, it's warming up. It's warming up. Blizzard.
Well, I'm glad you can see that light at the end of that tunnel, man.
I mean, you figure I moved into this house in May 2 years ago, and it was like 30-something degrees in the morning when I was moving, and that was middle of May, so we still got some time to go.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I can't count how many times there was a blizzard on my my children's birthday, which is April 1st. It just adds insult to injury, right?
Well, and April 1st.
But that's what I'm saying.
Was that planned?
Not only being born on April 1st, but like every year there's like some sort of crazy blizzard. Yeah.
I'm just curious, was that planned?
They were premature.
Okay.
Very, 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 very premature.
Okay. I'm so sorry. They're probably fine now.
No, they were due on Mother's Day. And that was that was their premature date, was Mother's Day.
Okay.
Although it's better than they tried to come same high in February, which would have been really bad.
Yes, that would have been bad.
Like, why did I have this picture in my mind of Clyde's wife sitting there screaming, "I'm not April fooling! I'm not April fooling!"
No. What you need to imagine is me, because it was it was a Sunday morning. I think it was a Sunday, yeah, but it was a weekend. But it was a morning, like before 10 o'clock, and I'm calling people to say, "Hey, the kids are here," and everybody telling me, like, swearing at me, multiple expletives it's too early for these kind of jokes, and people hanging up on me thinking it was of
course,
like
nobody's taking you seriously. It's the worst day ever to have a serious thing happen. Really?
Yeah. I've told you guys about my April Fool's joke on their mother. She didn't appreciate it. The doctor snickered, and the nurses kind of giggled, but she didn't.
No,
appreciate it.
You'll have to tell me later.
We'll talk about it later.
Well, should we talk about news?
Okay,
if you don't want to, we can talk about something else. Seriously.
I mean, what else are we going to talk about? Sony Playstations?
Well, we can. We actually have a story about Sony Playstations. It looks like Sony is taking their Sony PlayStation, which comes with a nice little 1 terabyte SSD hard drive inside. And you would think, hey, that's enough storage. No, nobody's going to need more than 1 terabyte. Up until now, the 1 terabyte drive inside the Sony PlayStation 5 has been locked, and where you cannot take it out and replace it or upgrade it with a different model. And it looks like Sony is planning on allowing you to upgrade that drive with a newer version later this summer. Right now, that 1 terabyte drive comes right out of the box with a good portion of it already used, like a third of it, and the games are getting huge, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
the Call of Duty is 133 gigabytes by itself.
Well,
Which,
the difference is, and this is something we talked about previously, because the difference between the 1 terabyte PS4 that I have and the 1 terabyte PS5 that is the fact that my PS4 plays the games off of the disc. Yes, you have to load a significant part of the game data to the hard drive to make it load quicker. But the PS5, the game is completely on the hard drive. Now but here's the thing, and this is what we talked about previously, was yes, you could add a external drive,
right.
but you can't play PS5 games off of the external drive. So you had to physically move games. You could push games on there to free up space. But if you decided, oh, hey, I want to play this game now, oh, it's on the external drive. Okay, I have to move this game off to the external drive, move that game back on. And it's been a thing that people have just been going crazy about. It was either you need to let us play the games off of the external drive. Now, older games like PS4 games, you can play off of the external drive.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or you need to allow us to install or replace the hard drive with a bigger one.
Now, my understanding is that it's a very specialized SSD inside that thing.
No, it's an M2.
Yeah, but that's not what they've marketed it as. They've marketed it as this amazing.
Well, no, it's an NVMe. It's an NVMe M2, and that's what this article talks about is that you'll be able to. The slot is already there,
right?
And
yeah, I'm just saying it's. In other words, Sony has lied to us through marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not really.
Now, the hard drive that they have pre-installed may be like some NVMe special sauce, whatever, but there is an NVMe expansion slot.
Okay, and that's not available to people to use?
It's currently not. They have, yeah.
Sony, flip the bit. It's not that hard. Come on.
You could
even let them do that and still use it as like external storage. The article is
quoted as saying, as previously announced, we are working to enable M2 SSD storage expansion for the PlayStation 5.
Guys, it's not that hard. I mean,
they're dragging their feet. Well, it's something that they had planned on doing in the future and looking benevolent. But they're being forced to do it now. And
I bet you I know what it is. It's totally, they have their own unique operating system. They probably don't have the low-level calls or the mid-level calls set up to actually, access the drive, format the drive. Probably some unique format just for PlayStation. Probably some kind of encryption that they need to put on the drive because you don't want to steal games off of it, obviously, right? Even though it's already going to external drives. So I don't see why that would be
but
different.
The thing is, but here's the thing. If you're going to require that the games be completely installed on the internal drive to play them, there needs to be way more capacity. You can't be like, oh, well, 2 or 3 games is enough. That's all you need.
If you're one of those people who plays 2 or 3 games. So, I am so happy I went Nintendo this time.
Yeah.
Still amazing to me. The first computer I bought had like a 20 megabyte drive in it or something like that.
That's a lot bigger than the 10 megabytes the first drives were. So whew,
but
man.
Sony. They're the things that they will do. Always, I'm always speechless. Going back to the whole, like, when they physically removed Linux from the PS3 and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they've gone, when I read this story, this next story, I thought there was no doubt in my mind that only Sony's would put a patent application featuring a banana PlayStation controller.
Well, wait,
Literally a banana.
No, you're talking about the old controller that was
No,
like
that's
shaped
the first
like a
thing I thought
banana.
about. And this article actually shows a picture of that. That's the boomerang one that I spoke of about a year ago.
Right.
Because I thought it was Nintendo, but it was a Sony. No. Their latest patent application features a banana in the mock-up.
Right.
It's basically they're patenting a method that turns a non-luminous passive object being held by a user into a controller. So anything.
So it's for their VR project or an
Yeah.
AR projects, which means it can see what you have in your hand. Let's say I have this in my hand. It can then virtually put some buttons on there, and you can control it like this, and you can virtually press the buttons, and it will be able to use that as input for your game. They use a banana as
use a banana in the...
Forevermore, I hope this is called the banana input. I just want to say that this okay. Oh, you want to use banana input? Here you go. It's pretty cool. Use any object. Just pick it up and just you'll see the buttons appear on it. That's your called banana input.
The thing is, I'm imagining where the I'm familiar with the depravity of the human mind in general. There's going to be some things used that may be banana shaped that are not bananas.
Well,
and it's probably going to be some sort of, I'm predicting an internet meme.
Okay.
But featuring adult novelty items that may or may not have been sourced from parents' bedrooms. Yes.
Sorry, I had to put in a title. All I gotta say is that if you've played the game of Cyberpunk 2077, there are many of those in the game too. So very interactive. That's all I gotta say. So I've not played that game, but I've read enough stories to go, yeah, there's an awful lot of those in this game. So
like it's this, it would be desirable if a user could use an expensive, simple, and non-electronic device as a video game peripheral. Said in the examples that Sony provides, players could grasp 1 or 2 bananas, oranges, or other inanimate objects and move them about.
So fruit is what they're saying. They think
anything
fruit.
inanimate.
The other problem I have with this idea is that people are going to use things like bananas and apples and oranges. They're going to bruise that fruit real bad, guys.
Yeah.
This is not good.
That's why I suggest you go find something a little bit more durable. Probably already exists in your mother's nightstand.
I don't know. I don't even want to think of that. All right, let's talk about Roku for a moment. Wait, what's going on here? It looks like Roku and Nielsen are getting together to become a bigger and better.
Are they? Did they give an exclusive to Leslie Nielsen like Netflix and Adam Sandler?
Is Leslie Nielsen still alive? I don't know. If he is, good for him, because that guy.
I don't think so, but
I don't think so.
Which
either.
makes it even more amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. No, Nielsen, like Nielsen ratings is what I'm talking about. It looks like Roku has announced a partnership with Nielsen, which is going to allow them to have a better access to the ad targeting network that is a part of that. Nielsen, were they ever in ads themselves as far as ad targeting, or his
Nielsen?
Yeah. Or is that it's as far as I understood, it was just literally tracking viewership. That was their thing.
Yeah, but they were using that to sell ad space.
Okay.
That was their whole point, was the Nielsen would provide you with the market share so that you could sell ad space at a premium, and you could say, well, on this show, according to Nielsen, there's this
Right.
many people, so it's more expensive than people that are watching the VOD Squad that probably won't see any ads.
Well, well,
Yeah.
the reason why I ask is because it sounds like, according to this acquisition, is that Nielsen actually owns the ad space versus just, from what I understood before, is Nielsen basically was able to provide all the different companies, hey, here's the information you want to know.
Previously, they were providing the metrics
Right.
that the companies could use, but yes, in this case, it sounds like Nielsen's automatic content recognition will track that. Will track the shows and ads that are playing across the person's screen, so that you can say that for definitely so and so saw this ad at this time. Give us the money for showing the ad. Is essentially what I'm getting from this. So it helps. It will help Roku monetize the ads that are being shown better.
Okay.
It says in the article, the demographics and what they call advanced demographics, which goes into income level and shopping interests and that kind of thing.
I was a Nielsen family when they integrated into TiVo. Right towards the end when I stopped using my TiVo.
I only saw a Nielsen family, and it was noticed that they were filling out a paper form, and it was like,
a friend of mine, their parents are, I think they're still a Nielsen family. They have a box that's on their TV, and anytime there was a show that we weren't sure if that was getting its due, would tell them, make sure that you tune the TV to this channel at this time.
right.
To make sure that Nielsen got the numbers. It didn't save Better Off Ted, unfortunately.
Oh,
That was one of the greatest shows ever.
sorry, man.
Yeah.
We have a story here. Hulu is enabling a feature on iOS devices. It's the picture-in-picture mode, which is apparently a new kind of a iOS integration feature.
They are re-enabling it.
Oh, okay. Maybe it wasn't all.
It was
a new feature.
it was already a thing on iOS, but after iOS 14 was released, they disabled it because there was issues.
Yeah,
But
apparently,
got
they were
that
working
sorted
on
out.
to make it better for all viewers.
So if you were one of the people watching Hulu on your phone and you needed to be able to make Hulu smaller so that you could
Not see it?
like scroll on Twitter, you just need to get a phone like this. Much better. You could watch it in full screen.
and still do your Twitter.
And still do your Twittering down here. You need to turn it.
Yeah, Clyde. We know. Well, Amazon also knows they know that people who are using the Fire TVs want access to some new channels. They are providing access to the IMDb TV channel, the Zumo channel, and the Amazon News app. I'm surprised these weren't already on the Amazon
Considering
Fire.
Amazon owns IMDb TV.
Yeah, and the Amazon News app. That's another thing. They're also making it possible for you to use your Plex services, including your Plex Live channels, and have them appear directly within the Amazon ecosystem, so you can see exactly what is live available through your Plex app as well.
So Amazon now supports Amazon.
That's right. It's about time. That's all I gotta say. Netflix is they've decided to take on TikTok. I don't get that. They have made you a new interface for you to watch little clips of the funny bits of Netflix shows and quickly go through them, kind of like what you would possibly see on a TikTok. It's full of all kinds of stuff from it's called Fast Laughs. and it's basically a way for you to quickly get some of the content that's in there. Hopefully, use their great algorithm, and I say "great" within quotes, to get ideas of things that you would be interested in. But yeah, it's from what it looks like when I saw the little preview video here, it's just a quick little joke, moving on, quick little joke, moving on, right from all the different content that's available within Netflix. I don't know.
This sounds terrible.
It sounds no worse than TikTok, unless TikTok. I've never been on TikTok, so I can't.
I have no desire to TikTok. But yeah, no. This just sounds like one more thing I don't want sitting in my continue watching queue for all of eternity. Until Netflix gives us a way to remove stuff from continue watching, I will not try any features. I will not do any of the play for me suggestion stuff.
Right.
Like I've said over the years, there are shows in my continue watching that have been there for 5 years.
Right.
I watched 5 minutes of it. I hated it. I am never going back. No, I'm not going to continue watching it. So yeah, I'm not giving them anything else to fill in there. It's just annoying.
Okay.
Screw you,
Sorry,
Netflix.
Sorry, Clyde. It's all right. No big deal. It looks like there's a new bundle you can get through Sling. Sling TV and WineGuard, which is a company that makes over-the-air antennas, are working to produce a... sorry, what?
I thought WineGuard was that like thing that you put over your wine bottles so that if they fall over, they don't break.
Oh, I thought it was that lock you put on your wine bottles so you could make sure somebody doesn't get into your wine bottle. No?
I don't. Maybe. Maybe do they do the same thing? Is it like inflatable that if it feels like G-forces, it like inflates?
No, that's not the one I was thinking.
Oh.
Just one that locks you out of the bottle.
Oh,
that's
okay.
all. Just prevents you from opening the bottle.
Okay.
No, this is from a company, WineGuard, who makes streaming antennas. So for over the air, the bundle will get you 2 months free of Sling. By free, you're paying for it. 2 months free of Sling Orange or Sling Blue, which is a $70 value. An Air TV Anywhere, which is a $100 value. And a WineGuard Elite 7550 antenna, which is a $150 value. All those things put together with some cloud storage within Air TV. And this whole entire bundle will cost you, let's see, what is it? $149. Yeah, so for the cost of the antenna. That's actually a really good deal, I gotta say. If you want to cut the cord, this is a great way for you to get your feet into it, especially if you want to do it the over-the-air method, I gotta say.
Yeah.
The other thing I gotta say is it's too bad my antenna can pick up like a third of the channels I'd want it to pick up too. So,
this does look like a good deal here.
Yeah, it's only 2 months of the Sling package, but you do get the Air TV Anywhere and the antenna. So, I mean, if you're someone that can make use of this, then sounds like it could be a good deal.
Yeah, if you've been thinking about doing it, this is a great way to get into it because it gets you all the things you need for the cost of the antenna. And looking at the antenna, it is a pretty beefy antenna. This is a pretty nice outdoor or in your attic unit here that probably can pick up a pretty large number of channels wherever you are. So, if you've been thinking about it, go for it. That's what I say. This looks like a really good idea.
Yeah.
What's going to push you over the edge to cut the cord, Clyde?
Yeah.
Giving it to you for free?
What, for me to cut the cord?
Yeah. No, I mean, literally go over the air instead.
I was going to say, to get me to cut the cord, all Comcast had to do was go to all digital, and then I could no longer get free cable over my business class internet connection. That was 2009. So, yeah, I can't cut any more cables.
So all they did was, enforce the rules that you were supposed to follow.
No, they went from analog. You used to be able to get majority of the Yeah. No,
Yeah.
we could talk about that later. I think we've talked about it before. It wasn't like I was. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. You sure about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, last week, right after the show, the story hit. We really didn't get to talk about it last week. Paramount Plus is officially coming out on March 4th, and they've announced the pricing as $5 per month with ads and $10 a month if you're going to go without. Also, if you go with the $10 buck the plan, it does come with a couple more things that you wouldn't get in the base plan as well. More sports, more live and local stations. You get access to live and local stations, and you get access to CBS Live as well. So
you're getting a mountain of content. Okay.
Yeah, that joke is all. I mean, that's the first I heard of it, and it's too old already. Just gonna say.
I saw it, and I was just like,
yeah, they're gonna do that, aren't they? That's gonna be what they do for a while.
no, that's their slogan. That's the new slogan. At least it's better than CBS All Access, sort of.
Yeah, not all the access. Yes, we
Even all access with even more access, but still not all access. So I don't remember what was the cost of CBS All Access. It's actually cheaper? This seems
actually, this is
significantly
$1 more expensive.
Oh, is it?
It is actually $1 more expensive.
Yeah, CBS All Access was about $5 a month.
Okay.
And I still have it. I pay it annually, right?
And also, go ahead.
No.
Also, if you are currently a CBS All Access viewer and you decide to keep basically grandfather your plan in, there's one thing I think you lose out of it. I think you lose access to your local CBS channels because I think it's $9 a month or $8 a month instead of $10 a month. And so that's the one thing that they will hold back from you. But otherwise, you get everything else for at that $1 less a month rate until you decide to move over to the $1 more a month to get access to that. Apparently, that is what they are doing with the customers who still have the old pricing model.
Actually, I don't think it's a bad deal. I mean, you look at all the content, right? 2,500 movies, 1,000 sporting events.
Yeah.
30,000 episodes of TV shows.
Yeah, if you can find content that you're actually interested in, then yeah, it's not a bad deal. I still haven't seen anything that I'm interested in on this service, whether it's called CBS or Paramount. So,
right.
Yeah.
No,
the other cool thing too is like on select movies. They don't say which ones, but some of the movies, the new releases that they will be releasing throughout the summer or throughout the rest of the year, it'll make the movie available on the service like 30 to 45 days after the release. So,
like A Quiet Place Part 2 and Mission Impossible 7? That's in the thing.
Okay.
Well,
neither one of them I care about.
Well, that's probably two of the first two. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have something better.
Of course.
Along. I mean, those two movies, okay, not two good examples, I would say.
Yeah.
Although I will say that most of the Mission Impossible movies I have enjoyed. I'll probably watch this one when it comes out. But
yeah, it says 30 to 45 days after their theatrical release. So that's like when streaming happens anyway. And I can just rent it for $3 on Amazon or whatever.
Very likely.
Well, traditionally that would be 4 months, actually.
Yeah, those we were talking about that beforehand. Those time limits are dead, and they're not coming back.
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. I get what you're saying. That's the new normal. But yeah, you get all the Paramount movies included in the service.
Oh, sorry. With other new movies coming to Paramount Plus 90 days after their initial release.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. All I gotta say is the only thing that really sold me on CBS All Access was the Star Trek stuff. I enjoyed Picard, although I felt like it was a weird ending, and I really enjoyed Lord X. Lord X is if it's just a
Well,
great
yeah,
show.
that's the thing is the
It's
only
a
thing
great
that CBS All Access and now Paramount really had that they could tout was the Star Trek stuff, and I
Right.
have zero interest in that. So,
You one day you're gonna have to watch Lord X. You will enjoy it.
yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
We'll see. Last week we also talked about the fact that Apple Music came to the Google TV and Android TV devices. This week, Amazon Music is joining the Google TV and Android
Did
devices
we say-
party.
Wasn't it Apple TV Plus?
Last week it was Apple Music,
Oh.
and this week it's Amazon Music.
Okay.
It's like looks like it's like Apple said, "Hey, we're going to do this," and Amazon's like, "Oh crap, we need to do that too," or maybe this just per chance. I can't tell, but it sure does seem interesting. It's landed right next to each other in our
Hey,
weeks.
another product I don't use is going to be available everywhere, but it's good for people that do use it.
Exactly. It's and quite frankly, this was another bit flip by Amazon. Guys, come on, it's not that hard again. It really boggles the mind that this kind of stuff isn't something that they take care of right away. So, oh well, that kind of thing. Let's see what else we got here. Google Play. All right, here's an interesting. Google Play Books is a competitor to your other online bookstores, specifically the ones.
So
from
this is just another name for Audible, right?
No. Although they do sell audiobooks on there too. I've actually used that.
Sorry. Kindle. Kindle
Yeah.
is the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking Kindle or ebooks through Amazon's. That is the number one seller of books in the
Well, I
ebooks in the
thought
world.
Kindle was like the official name for ebooks.
No,
Kind of like when I need to blow my nose, I grab Kleenex.
that's facial tissue.
No, it's Kleenex. Just like when I was washing my car, I was listening to my Walkman.
Dude, and I bet you anything, when you make a copy, you go to the Xerox, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure you do,
absolutely.
right? No, dude. They've got their corporate hooks into you, man. I just gotta say,
Kindle.
no, it's not a Kindle. It is an ebook, and the ebooks, Google Play Books has been an option for you to get your books for quite some time. This story is about Google focusing on ebooks being read aloud for kids' books. This is for kids' books aged from birth to 8, and includes the option for it to read out loud as long as you sign up for this read aloud program that they have going on here. That also has the ability to, while you're reading the book, to pause and touch a word, and it will break that word down in like how you say it and spell it. It's really focused on getting new young readers reading more.
I hope it sounds terrifying, like a speak and spell when the batteries are dying. That was so awesome. Sounded like it was possessed.
Long time ago, they actually had the ability to read the books, and I think they lost that ability due to rights, because they probably just turned on the feature, and then probably all the book authors were like, "No, we don't want you doing that. We have like whole copyright laws."
I thought that was only enabled previously for the open or the royalty-free stuff.
That might be true, but actually, it was pretty much any book. I actually had the ability to play it, and then that feature went away. Okay. This is them apparently working with an organization called the National Read Across America Day is the organization, to make it so these books aimed at the ages 0 to 8 to be read out loud by Google's voices for you. So there you go. You have more reading for kids, which is kind of cool.
All right,
guys. Google has taken cardboard VR, and they've decided to fold it up and put it away.
Wait, they did that a long time ago.
No, actually, we're still selling them. And
They stopped supporting the VR Daydream thing over a year ago. Why would they still be selling the cardboard that relies on the Daydream app that they no longer support?
I don't know, but they have officially stopped selling it, which means you no longer can buy for $15
I know
cardboard.
I know
what
what happened. When they shut down all the other stuff, nobody was buying it, so they completely forgot that it was still for sale. And then an order came in, and they went, wait, Jim, didn't you shut down the cardboard? And you hear, oh, crap.
I bet that's exactly what happened, Clyde.
It's one of those things that you forgot that it was even in the store until someone tries to order it.
We didn't take this out of the inventory yet.
For me, this was one of the things that literally pushed VR to the masses. It's a little sad to. I mean, it's understandable that it's done because we have many other VR options out in the world. But this was the thing that made it so anybody could experience VR, and I really appreciate it. I actually have I have the Daydream. I still have mine. I also have the original ViewMaster, not the original ViewMaster. How do I say this? The first iteration of the VR ViewMaster.
I was like the red ViewMaster where you put in the round disc and you go click.
No, it is a red thing you put your phone in. It is literally based on cardboard. And when you add a little click button, which literally would have a fake electronic finger touch the middle of the screen. And it's like, okay. But no, it was nice to have that cardboard option if you wanted to. You could build it yourself. You could just literally cut your own pieces. They gave you the specs for you to do it yourself if you really wanted to. So I thought it was awesome. I can't believe it's come and gone. It's kind of an end of an era. Oh well, it was a cheap brown matte box era. So that's
if you ever wanted to know what it was like to get paper cuts on your face while playing a game.
Painful.
Too late.
Cardboard
you
cuts.
Your chance.
Not paper cuts, cardboard cuts, man. That sucks.
Yes.
All right. And last thing I've got here is looks like that if you are a person who are using Dish to watch your games, Dish has got a new enhanced feature. If you have a Dish DVR, will allow you to use the interactive interface on there to place your bets using DraftKings. That's right. Dish is going to allow you to use your Hopper device to bring in your options to put some money down on the game that you're watching, as long as you're in an area where betting is legal. That DraftKings app will be available on any Hopper system that it's eligible for, and it doesn't cost anything for you to have it. So
okay. If you remember back just a few episodes ago, we talked about how Fubo was teaming with an online betting company to do sports betting, and people said this is ridiculous. This is stupid. They shouldn't do that. But the stock market thought this is a great idea, and Fubo's stock went through the roof. Well, Dish is eating their lunch, because when Dish just announced this, they went, all of a sudden everybody went, oh, never mind, and sold all their Fubo stock, and Fubo just like crashed. This is literally exactly what Fubo announced a few months back, or a few weeks back, and everybody said it was crazy. But then when Dish and DraftKings do it, it's like, oh yeah.
That's DraftKings.
What's that?
But it's DraftKings.
But
DraftKings.
I think it was DraftKings that was teaming up with Fubo.
Maybe I can't remember.
I think it was the same. It was the same company. But yeah, poor Fubo. They finally got a break. This has been a terrible year for Fubo, the sports-oriented streaming service. They finally got something that put them out in front of everybody, and then Dish comes along, and add insult to injury, it's Dish,
right?
And
Hey, I like
if
Dish.
it had been someone like Philo or
Yeah.
let's say Sling, then it'd probably be easier
Which
to
is also
handle.
Dish.
But to get the rug pulled out from under you by Dish.
Hey, I liked my Hopper back when I had one. It was great.
Yeah.
I like it. There's nothing wrong with Dish, I gotta say, except for its old technology.
Except for it's a dish.
Hey, when that's all you can get, that's better than nothing. That's all I gotta say.
I agree. But what else is better than nothing? All of the people that support us on Patreon. Even if they
are
gave
better
us
than
nothing, that would be fine. But the thing is, they give us more than nothing, and that's better.
That is better.
So, to all of you that are currently supporting this show via Patreon, we love you. We thank you. You are awesome. If you are not supporting us but would like to, head on over to patreon.com/thevodsquad and drop whatever you feel is necessary. We won't judge you either way. But
Absolutely.
we should rant and rave about some stuff where we do judge things either way.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
Okay.
Getting angry.
Getting judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Matt, what you got?
So I don't have much as far as like media consumption this week. This is another one of those slow weeks for me as far as that goes. But I gotta say one thing that I shared in our Discord, but I didn't share publicly. You won't see it on my channel. It's just a private link on YouTube. I fixed some Chromebooks today and yesterday for the last couple of days, and you okay, man?
Just thought about it.
So I gotta say, I've had some weird broken Chromebooks in my day. From my dog stepped on it, which broke the screen, to I dropped it, which missing keys and all that kind of fun stuff. That's not a big deal. This one, somebody poured milk all over it.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to it, I could see the milk oozing out of the side buttons, because it's a Chromebook that you do with side buttons. When you press on it, you can see the milk oozing out of it, which is kind of gross. So I grabbed that Chromebook, and then I got busy, and I hadn't gotten to it for like a week and a half. So I just got to it this week, and I opened it up, and I was getting to the point where I was opening up, and I was like, okay, this is getting interesting.
So what you need to do is record it and put it on YouTube.
So I threw my phone on video mode, and I recorded it, and I set it on YouTube, and I put a little video of me opening it, and the sound it makes when I opened it up, because it's kind of a peeling, yucky sound. It was bad, and it smelled bad, and yeah, kids, don't spill milk on your Chromebooks. Don't eat around your Chromebooks. Somebody has to clean up that. And that someone is probably going to be me. Yeah. That's it.
Milk, it does a Chromebook good.
It does a Chromebook bad.
Yeah. Everybody go out to YouTube.
I didn't share it. It's not
private?
It's
I
made it private. Should I make it public?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely make it public. I didn't realize it was private.
I will make it public, and I will share it. No, I made it private at first because, All right, I'll do that while you guys talk in the next part. That's it for me.
All right. Jimmy, what you got?
Yeah, so I'm going through the, I was late getting to it, the third season of Star Trek, the new Star Trek Discovery. So enjoying that one. Also, too, me and my wife just recently started a new show. It's called, it's on CBS. I'm a CBS All Access subscriber. Well, I guess tomorrow will be a Paramount Plus one. But there's a new show there called Tough as Nails. Right? It's one of these shows. it's a competition show, and what it is they take people from all walks of life, and they people who are supposed to be top, and it's kind of like you got to go through all this series of competitions even just to get onto the show, right? So then they take like the top 12 people that make it to the show, and they put them through this, you know, everyday blue collar type work, as a competition, right? So, interesting show, interesting premise, but it's like a lot of other competition shows I guess you'd see out there, right? It's centered around all the blue collar stuff. So like, you might be laying bricks one episode, racing to with things in a wheelbarrow, in another show, right? Those kind of things, right? So
Is it hosted by Mike Rowe?
no, but it should be.
It should be. Based on what you first thing
Yeah,
I think of is Mike Rowe. So
it is.
they totally missed.
Yeah. Well, the only thing was though, he just talked to everyday people about the dirty jobs they do.
Yeah, but
right?
still.
But this is the competition thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but so far so good. We just started it, so but we enjoyed it here at first. Hopefully we'll keep enjoying that, and so yeah, that's what I've been watching.
All right.
Very cool.
Word. So I picked up. I've been looking for a multi-channel amp, like a keyboard amp. That now that I've moved all my music gear into my room, I needed something that I could plug my eardrums and my keyboard into. Because I always ran them through a PA previously, but I don't really have room in here for my full PA. So I've been looking. I was about ready to break down and buy a Behringer or whatever knockoff amp. And it's pretty well known, my thoughts about Behringer, because they're not really known for quality. It's like, but rather than spend the $300 on an amp that may last me a couple years, I ran across in my normal daily searches an older Roland keyboard amp, which was probably about a $700 amp originally. But as I typically do, I found one that was $50 because it has issues. And that's the kind of stuff that I always go for. I get it, I fix it, and then it's great. I opened this thing up, and then I remembered. I remembered why I hate Roland. I don't buy their products. The only good stuff I've ever had from Roland are from the 90s. They haven't had good quality since like 2000. And this amp is perfect example where I was looking at the main, the preamp circuit board, and there's just cold solder joints everywhere. The previous owner was telling me that, at least one of the channels never worked right, and he's owned it. He bought it new. And I looked at that channel, and sure enough, there's like solder bridges. This is all stuff from the factory. And he had taken it, I guess he had taken it to an authorized service to replace one of the master volume pot. And I looked at that, and the board is just, it's a terrible solder job. So I reached out to Roland. I found the schematic, found the part numbers, but the thing is the part numbers don't equate to their internal numbers. They don't equate to anything publicly available. So I reached out to them. When you create an account with Roland, there's a parts request feature. And when I reached out to them, they basically told me to F off.
Oh.
They said, nope, you have to take it to an authorized service center. which I laughed. It's like, number one, this amp is so old that they don't even list it in their system when I had to register it. I had to register it under the wrong model. Number two, part of the damage to this was caused by their authorized service center. And number three, it's just ridiculous. And I flash back to about 10 years ago. I tried to get something from them, and then it was the same thing, and I just remembered. This is why I do not buy anything from Roland. Absolutely hate that company. They are impossible to work with. If you're gonna buy something from Roland, get something, pre-2000, like an old synth, you're fine. Anything after is just garbage. And that's basically they said, well, you just need to buy a new amp. No. I mean, all it is two of the volume pots need to be replaced because they're just physically falling apart. I was going to clean them like I normally do with potentiometers. You can clean it with contact cleaner, but these ones are so worn out. And then, like I said, I'm going to end up having to go through this entire board and resolder everything. But when I'm done, it'll be a middle finger back to them. And I'm doing as I told them I would when I ended our conversation. I'm telling all of you out there listening, do not buy anything from Roland. They are terrible to deal with. Their stuff is not quality. Used to be good quality, but not for a long time.
I have not dealt with anything with Roland except long time back in the day, 90s and earlier. I had dealt with their MIDI synths, just the like the boxes you would put next to your computer to generate the music out of old games. Those were great.
Oh yeah,
those
like
were
you said,
wonderful.
they used to be great. Their stuff used to be great.
So, but I haven't seen anything from Roland since, so I have no idea.
Yeah. There's a reason that, because this amp, you can look up, it's a KC500. It's a 15-inch amp. It's a good size 4-channel amp. But they're not known, they're not well regarded. And I'm looking at it and I'm finding out why.
There's no image even on Roland's website of
no,
it. It's like
it's like you're talking, this thing's like 10, 15 years old, which for an amp doesn't matter. My 2x12 guitar amp that I've been hauling around forever is a crate from the early 80s. And I've never once had to open it up. I've never had to do anything other than, clean some pots, because oxidation is just, there's air. So, unless you store your stuff in a vacuum, you're going to get oxidation inside the potentiometers.
Nitrogen-rich environment.
Yeah. Do you want clean electronics, or do you want to be able to breathe?
Yeah, your choice. Breathing's kind of nice.
But yeah, I mean, I've right down here on my rack that's next to I've got one of my favorite old vintage synths. It's a JV880. It's from like 1992. That thing's great. But like I said, that's one of the last. And
yeah, those synths are great. I've only dealt with like 2 or 3 models of them. They've been, they're MIDI synths, so you can't screw that up, can you? Sure you can.
Yeah. Well, the 80 series, the ones that came after were kind of But I mean, it's not even really a synth. It's a rompler, as they call it. You've got sound. It's a ROM player.
Gotcha.
You've got sounds that are like just
and they're doing pitch
sound
bending to
patches.
make it
You're
fit
not
in
actually
the sound
synthesizing. You're just playing a patch.
Yeah.
But that's fine. This one sounds, when I want to get out, when I start, I get the urge to play the theme song from Terminator. That's the thing I get out. The do-do-do-do-do-do-do, you know?
It's because it got that sound in
Yeah, it was the sound of like everything in the early
the
90s.
80s.
But
Yes.
So for some reason or other, I think of songs by Styx or something like that.
maybe. But I think they were before Roland really got going. And they were probably on Korgs. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, I did exactly what I threatened to do. I just reminding people that Roland is no longer a good company and they're a nightmare to deal with. If you've got money to burn and you're just gonna buy a new thing later, go ahead.
By
But-
Behringer.
See, that's the sad thing is I almost kind of, I'd almost say you're better off going with the Behringer,
It's fine.
which makes me feel dirty.
Well, here's the thing. Behringer has gotten better. I mean, it's gotten better over time.
Oh, no, the Behringer product line has gotten better because they purchased other companies.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Their stuff is still just copies.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. It's fine. You need to have somebody to come in
Yeah,
here
yeah.
and make the generic brand. I got no problem
I mean,
with that.
because I mean, I've been,
I like
I've
Monoprice,
used-
so that's what it says. I'll tell you
yeah,
something.
I've used Behringer stuff going back to the early 2000s, and some of it was okay, some of it was absolute trash. And that was the problem with Behringer is you never knew. You didn't know. It wasn't like, I know this is only get, across the board, it's going to last me 2 years, but the price is right. With
Okay.
Behringer, it was always a roll of the dice. It could be
As a-
really expensive and be absolute crap, or really cheap and be really good, but you never knew.
I have a question for you, but I will ask for it after the show. Since that's
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that could be right now. So if we just shut this down. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. As always, we are here live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central here on Twitch. If you are watching this after the fact, come join us live sometime. This is where you get to participate in the chat. You get to submit titles. Yes, there are titles that you guys get to vote on in the post show. And yes, there is a post show. Head on over to tvs.showbot.tv. Get those votes in. We will talk about those here in a minute. And then also a reminder to everyone, if you are hearing our voice, and if you have not done so, head on over to YouTube. Do a search for the VOD Squad. And hit the subscribe button. You never have to go back. You don't actually have to watch anything. I don't care if you ring that bell or not. We're getting close. I think last time I checked, we were in the 80s. We need a few more subscribes so that we can get our custom vanity URL. Get youtube.com/the VOD Squad. Right now, you have to search for it because they won't let us have it. We need 100. We're so close. And I really don't want to have to create 20 new YouTube
Random
accounts. I think I've already subscribed, on all 6 or 7 Gmail accounts that I have. Don't make me make more. And anything else I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Oh, if you didn't know, we are also audio only on podcast form. It's available everywhere that podcasts are available. If you've managed to find someplace that it isn't available, send us a note on Twitter at the VOD Squad or in our email, thevodsquad@gmail.com. Let us know, and we will make sure it gets there. But I think that's enough, and we should just do this now. All right. Bye.
Later, guys.
I did it again. We'll go black for Webbit, and then we'll do this.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.